Investors, from inflation sliding this past week to Jerome Powell unexpectedly turning hawkish, it has been quite a week, so not only are we going to unpack everything you need to know today, but I also have 5 dividend stocks for you to add to your watch list this week. Now, if you're new here, I'm Ari, a dividend investor here on YouTube, looking to keep it simple and help you understand our market mandates and also just gift you with weekly dividend stock ideas so you can drive more profits on your very own investment journey. With that, let's dive right in. So how about we start with an account update, because my personal account has recently been soaring, currently sitting at $120,925.92. Now that's up considerably from just weeks ago when it was around $117,000. And while it's certainly exciting, I want to remind you all that investing is not gambling, and therefore we can't get ahead of ourselves. We have to stay cool, calm, and collected, and just look at the macros to at least try and anticipate the future to really avoid emotional trading that could lead to steep losses. Now, I never encourage timing the market, but I will forever be sharing that to have time in the market with your capital invested in the right sectors and moreover with the winning stocks is the right way to go. So let's get into some of these macro insights. Last week, the latest consumer price index report was released. Now, this report read that inflation came down to the expected 4%, which was right on the mark, which we were all anticipating. Now, not only did the market participants applaud the news, but I'm sure all of us as consumers did as well. Now, therefore, another countdown was on after that, the Federal Reserve popping out of their blackout period, and we got the second piece of market-moving news on the week, which was that the Federal Reserve decided to actually pause on hiking interest rates. That was huge. Of course, this was a double whammy worth of positivity, but the market wavered shortly thereafter, and that was because of Jerome Powell's very hawkish remarks following the FOMC meeting and the rate hike announcement. Now, I want you to hear it firsthand, so check this out.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. We understand the hardship that high inflation is causing, and we remain strongly committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal. Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve. Without price stability, the economy doesn't work for anyone. In particular, without price stability, we will not achieve a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all. Inflation remains well above our longer-run 2% goal. Committee participants expect that it will be appropriate to raise interest rates somewhat further by the end of the year. But at this meeting, considering how far and how fast we've moved, we judged it prudent to hold the target range steady to allow the committee to assess additional information and its implications for monetary policy. In determining the extent of additional policy firming that may be appropriate to return inflation to 2% over time, the committee will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags with which monetary policy affects economic activity and inflation, and economic and financial developments. In our SEP, participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 5.6% at the end of this year, 4.6% at the end of 2024, and 3.4% at the end of 2025. For the end of this year, the median projection is a half percentage point higher than in our March projections. I hasten to add, as always, that these projections are not a committee decision or plan. If the economy does not evolve as projected, the path for policy will adjust as appropriate to foster our maximum employment and price stability goals.
Now, as usual, we expected the same Jerome Powell that we always get, sharing that the Federal Reserve would ultimately just continue to monitor economic data sets and then act accordingly after they've assessed all of the data. But that's not what happened this time. With 2 more potential interest rate hikes on the way later this year, I'm just here to be a realist. Businesses will be impacted, and let's not kid ourselves either. Consumers, all of us, we're also going to be impacted, and it's going to become the survival of the fittest like market environment, whereas we're all going to be trying to survive high interest rates coupled with high inflation. Now, I think we saw a more hawkish Federal Reserve because our labor market is just continuing to thrive. It's strengthening itself even when we expect it to actually weaken, which gives the Fed room to actually increase those interest rates. But at the end of the day, this means that we as investors have to really just invest wisely. So here I am with 5 dividend stocks for you to add to your watch list, with the first dividend stock being Huntsman Corporation, ticker symbol HUN, which is a global manufacturer of chemical products for consumer and industrial products used across industry verticals. So of course we can then expect that Huntsman would be impacted by any and all supply and demand shifts, to which we're already seeing that share price down on the year by a little over 8%, trading for $25.25 per share, with their PE ratio at 12.8. But let's look ahead as insiders and hedge funds are, because we do see insiders who are actually buying shares as recent as 10 days ago, and hedge funds that have likewise begun to scale up their positions with Huntsman. Therefore, we shouldn't let this one fly under the radar any longer. And as for analysts, we do see upside potential forecasted as well, over 13% worth of it, as that share price climbs to $28 per share. But it's this dividend that I'm most excited about, coming in at a yield of 3.49%. Now, before we get to our second dividend stock, I want to know that videos like these are actually giving you real value. So if they are, please tap on that thumbs up button for me to let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, just like I know about 73% of you out there haven't, now would be a fantastic time to do so. But now let's get back to it. As for this next dividend stock, it may not be tax season, but that actually makes it an ideal time to invest into H&R Block, ticker symbol HRB, which is a tax prep company not only operating in the United States, but in Canada and Australia as well. And let me tell you, it has come a long way since its founding in 1955, now operating more than 12,000 retail tax offices, and with a dominant tax software that I even personally use. And given it isn't tax season, H&R Block just has been losing its market spotlight, to which we already see that share price sliding. Currently, H&R Block is trading for only $32.59 per share, which is down by almost 6% year to date, with a PE ratio coming in at 10.7. But you can now join the recent direct level insiders in scoring more shares worth of this tax giant, and look forward to the future, as analysts are, with over 7% worth of upside expected, a share price then climbing to $35 per share. And until then, H&R Block rewards its shareholders with a strong 3.56% dividend yield. Next up, for an I'm sure under the radar flying investment that honestly doesn't get enough attention, we have Amcor, ticker symbol AMCR, which is a global packaging company that develops and produces flexible packaging as well as containers. Now, you personally benefit from these products and probably don't even know about it, but they can be found across pharmaceutical, medical device, and home and personal care industries. And right now, Amcor is trading for only $10.16. That's down by almost 13% year to date, at a price to earnings ratio of 15.3, which is quite a discount due to supply and demand shifts. But it's my belief that Amcor will only temporarily be in the muck of the market, and the opportunity is then now to not necessarily invest for massive share price appreciation, but its dividend, because that dividend yield is coming in at 4.86%. Moving to our fourth dividend stock on the list today, we have Dow Chemical Company, that's ticker symbol DOW. So another chemical company, but this one with a heavy emphasis on innovation and sustainable solutions for its customers that are specific to the packaging infrastructure and customer care industries. Now think about the adhesives, tapes, foam control agents, and lubricants that are out there. And Dow, unlike Huntsman, is not necessarily down on the year. It's trading for $52.81 per share. That's up by about 6.2% year to date, yet it still has that price to earnings ratio hovering around lows of 13.2. And now Dow Chemical has not only seen recent insider activity, but plenty of hedge funds that have been pouring more and more money into this investment last quarter. Now, not to mention favorability when it comes to analysts predicting upside, almost 7% worth of it, coming up to a share price of $56.38. And until Dow actually recovers, shareholders will enjoy a dividend, with its yield coming in at 5.3%. And finally, our safest bet that also pays the heftiest dividend, let's quickly break down Verizon, ticker symbol VZ. Now, I'm sure you're all very familiar with Verizon, as it's arguably the most popular wireless network operator in the United States, which certainly grants reliability. And as we look into the uncertain future, it's that very reliability that you probably are all desiring. Now, personally, Given Verizon's share price growth or lack thereof, it has never really made it into my portfolio, but that doesn't mean it is a bad investment, especially as it's discounted, coming in at $35.73 per share, which is down by 8% year to date, with that price to earnings ratio at just 6.9, which is likely why we see hedge funds padding up their portfolios with Verizon, and analysts who are also bullish on this wireless network provider, forecasting nearly 33% worth of upside, with a share price coming up to $47.44 per share. But now get this, regardless of the share price growth, all shareholders are going to be able to enjoy one heck of a dividend, with Verizon's dividend yield coming in at 7.29%. Now, if you're looking for more insights or new dividend stock ideas, click right here for more, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts on all of these dividend stocks in a comment down below. Now, also tap on that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to never miss a single video.